Today our topic is what the samurai and Stoics have in common. At first glance, the samurai of ancient Japan and the Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome might seem very different. One group is known for their skill with the sword, their code of honor, and their role as warriors. The other is known for their calm minds, their focus on reason, and their teachings about how to live a good life. But if we look closer, we will see that these two groups share some important ideas about life, strength, and how to face challenges. Both the samurai and the Stoics believed in discipline, self-control, and living a life of purpose. They also shared a deep understanding of how to deal with fear, pain, and the uncertainty of life. Let's explore these ideas and see what we can learn from them. First, let's talk about discipline. The samurai were trained from a young age to follow a strict code of conduct called Bushido, which means the way of the warrior. This code taught them to be loyal, honest, and brave. It also taught them to practice self-control and to always act with honor. The Stoics, on the other hand, believed in living a life guided by reason and virtue. They taught that we should control our emotions and not let anger, fear, or desire control us. For both the samurai and the Stoics, discipline was not just about following rules. It was about building character and becoming the best version of yourself. They believed that true strength comes from within, and that by mastering yourself you can face any challenge. Next, let's talk about self-control. The samurai knew that a warrior must be calm and focused, even in the middle of a battle. They practiced meditation and other techniques to keep their minds clear and their emotions in check. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-control. They taught that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. For example, if someone insults you, you can choose to get angry, or you can choose to stay calm and not let it bother you. Both the samurai and the Stoics understood that self-control is not about suppressing your emotions, but about understanding them and not letting them control you. This is a powerful lesson for all of us. In our daily lives, we often face situations that test our patience or make us angry. By practicing self-control, we can respond to these situations with wisdom and strength, instead of reacting impulsively. Another important idea that the samurai and Stoics shared is the acceptance of death. The samurai were warriors, and they knew that death could come at any moment. They did not fear death, but they also did not seek it. Instead, they accepted it as a natural part of life. This acceptance gave them courage and allowed them to focus on living with honor and purpose. The Stoics also believed in accepting death. They taught that we should not fear death, because it is something that happens to everyone. Instead, we should focus on living a good life and making the most of the time we have. This idea might sound strange or even scary to some people, but it is actually very freeing. When we accept that life is short and that we cannot control everything, we can stop worrying about things that don't matter and focus on what is truly important. Both the samurai and the Stoics also believed in the importance of living a life of purpose. The samurai lived by their code of Bushido, which gave them a clear sense of duty and honor. They believed that their lives had meaning because they were serving something greater than themselves, whether it was their lord, their family, or their country. The Stoics also believed in living a life of purpose. They taught that we should strive to live in accordance with nature and to use our reason to make the world a better place. They believed that true happiness comes from living a virtuous life and helping others. This idea is very relevant to us today. Many people feel lost or unhappy because they don't have a clear sense of purpose. By finding something that gives our lives meaning, whether it is our work, our relationships, or a cause we care about, we can find fulfillment and joy. Another common theme between the samurai and the Stoics is the idea of facing challenges with courage and resilience. The samurai were trained to face danger and hardship without fear. They knew that life is full of difficulties, but they believed that these challenges are opportunities to grow stronger and to prove their worth. The Stoics also believed in facing challenges with courage. They taught that we should not try to avoid difficulties, but instead, we should embrace them and use them as opportunities to practice virtue. For example, if you lose your job, instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you can see it as a chance to learn new skills or to find a better job. Both the samurai and the Stoics understood that life is not always easy, but it is by facing our challenges that we become stronger and more resilient. Finally, both the samurai and the Stoics believed in the importance of humility and gratitude. The samurai, despite their skill and status, were taught to be humble and to respect others. They knew that true strength comes from humility, not from pride. The Stoics also believed in humility. They taught that we should not be arrogant or think that we are better than others. Instead, we should recognize that we are all part of the same human family, and that we should treat others with kindness and respect. Both the samurai and the Stoics also believed in the importance of gratitude. They taught that we should be thankful for what we have, even if it is not much. By practicing gratitude, we can find contentment and peace, even in difficult times. In conclusion, the samurai and the Stoics may have lived in different times and places, but they shared many important ideas about how to live a good life. They believed in discipline, self-control, and living with purpose. They accepted the reality of death and faced challenges with courage and resilience. They practiced humility and gratitude, and they understood that true strength comes from within. These are lessons that we can all learn from, no matter who we are or where we come from. Life is not always easy, but by following the example of the samurai and the Stoics, we can find the strength and wisdom to face whatever challenges come our way. So let us take these lessons to heart and strive to live with honor, courage, and gratitude. Just as they did.